All right, today we're going to break down a pretty radical blueprint for anyone who feels like they need to get their life back on track. It's called the 90-day shadow phase. And look, this isn't just some productivity challenge. We're talking about a full-on identity reboot. So let's just dive right in.
So let's get right to the heart of the problem this whole thing is trying to solve. It's that feeling, you know the one, of being stuck. You're in this loop that just feels totally unfulfilling. You wake up and boom, before you're even fully conscious, your brain is hijacked by notifications, by emails, by what everyone else is doing. You're not actually in control, you're just reacting, like a glitching robot.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. We have to talk about two very different types of progress. On one side, you've got performing progress. You know what this is. It's talking about your big plans, posting that I'm locked in status, and then there's executing progress. That's the silent, heads down, unseen work that actually moves the needle. This whole framework, it's all about that second one.
So here's the kicker. The crucial point here isn't to go find another productivity hack or to watch another motivation video. The solution it proposes is, well, it's way more extreme. It's to completely change the game by just removing yourself from it. To vanish. Not literally, of course, but to disappear from all the noise and all the distractions that are keeping you exactly where you are.
Okay, so that leads us right into the foundational rules of the shadow phase. And these aren't just, suggestions. Think of them as the non-negotiable terms and conditions for setting the stage for deep, focused, and totally uninterrupted work on yourself.
And here they are, the two big ones. First, you go into absolute radio silence about your plans. No big announcements, no this is my year posts, you just do the work. And second, you have to curate who gets your time. This might feel a little lonely at first, for sure, but it is absolutely essential for protecting your focus.
You have got to understand this concept of leaking power, because it is everything. See, every time you talk about your goals, your brain gets this little hit of dopamine, this cheap reward that tricks it into feeling like the job is already done. And that feeling, it kills your actual drive to do the work. So you have to hide your plans like they're your bank passwords.
All right, month one. This is the demolition phase. The first 30 days are all about tearing down that crooked foundation you've been living on. All the bad habits, the low standards, and that version of you that just kind of settled for getting by.
So how do you actually do that? Well, the core strategy is to weaponize boredom. Think about it. Your environment is like a silent puppeteer pulling the strings of your habits. If your phone is more interesting than your work, you're going to choose the phone every single time. The goal here is to make your environment so unstimulating, so boring, that your actual work starts to look like a welcome escape.
So let's get tactical. Here are the exact protocols you put in place. The ugly phone protocol turns your device from a toy back into a tool. The boring foundation, simple things like making your bed, proves to your brain that you're the kind of person who finishes things. And the no snooze rule, that builds discipline in the very first 10 seconds of your day. There is no negotiation, your feet just hit the floor.
Okay, so you've cleared out all the junk. The noise is gone. Now what? Well, the focus completely shifts. You're no longer just tearing things down. You are now actively building the systems for your new identity. You stop being a consumer of distractions and you start becoming an architect.
See, instead of waiting around to feel motivated, which never lasts, you build these three powerful systems. Time boxing creates a protected arena for deep work. Input engineering means you consciously replace junk consumption with high-quality knowledge. And the 1% rule? It shifts your whole focus from trying to be perfect to just getting a little bit better every single day.
And look at this. This visualization of the 1% rule, it says it all, right? It shows the absolutely dramatic compounding power of tiny, consistent daily actions. A small improvement each day leads to this insane exponential growth, while a tiny slip each day leads to total decay. It's not about one heroic effort. It's about what you do day in and day out.
We're in the home stretch now, month 3. And this month is all about forging your progress in silence and fighting off the single biggest threat to actually finishing what you started, that craving for early celebration and getting a pat on the back from other people.
So let's just imagine this for a second. You're 3 weeks into a new gym habit, you're actually seeing some changes, you feel great. What is that natural, almost overwhelming urge? It's to share it, right? To post that gym selfie. Well, the answer from this framework is a hard, emphatic no. Don't do it. Early celebration is the enemy of finishing. You're still building. True power, real lasting change, it grows best in the dark, away from the opinions and the validation of others. Now, if you've really done the work up to this point,
This is where a critical shift starts to happen. Your focus on the daily process becomes so deep, so ingrained, that you actually stop obsessing over the outcome. And the paradox is, that is the exact moment the results start chasing you.
And that all leads to this. This is maybe the most powerful takeaway of the entire philosophy. The goal isn't some grand relaunch where you announce to the world that you're back. No. You reappear when the work you've done in private speaks so loudly for itself that it becomes absolutely undeniable to everyone around you.
So the whole framework really leaves you with this one question. Think about it. Your life is moving forward in chapters anyway. The next 90 days are going to pass no matter what you do. The question is, will you just continue to drift, reacting to whatever life throws at you? Or will you finally decide to become the architect?